In this week's Torah portion, we finally get to Mount Sinai and the beginning of the process of the revelation of Torah to Moses and through Moses to the Jewish people. One would think that the Torah portion might be named after that momentous and seminal event in the history of our people. But it's not. The name of the Torah portion is Yitro. Yitro in English is Jethro. Now that's not just a character on NCIS, nor the character that Max Baer Jr. played on the Beverly Hillbillies. Yitro, Jethro, also known as Ruel, was Moses' father-in-law, the father of Tzipporah, the Kohen Midian, the Midianite priest who took Moses in and gave him a job tending his flocks when Moses had fled Israel after killing the Egyptian taskmaster. Yitro brings Moses' family back to him, meets them out in the desert after hearing about the exodus of the Israelites or the Hebrews from the land of Egypt. And Yitro sees that Moses is trying to run this whole people, 600,000 plus people, all by himself. And Yitro sits his son-in-law down and says, listen, this is no good for you and it's no good for them. And Yitro tells Moses how to organize the people. He's really the first organizational consultant that we know about, and recommends to his son-in-law that the people be divided into smaller groups so that they can be administered and there can be a system of judges, and only the most important or difficult cases would come to Moses himself. Thank God Moses takes Yitro's advice. He avoids burning himself out, and he avoids burning the people of Israel out. And once that happens, the process of the revelation of the Torah can begin. The fascinating part of this story is that Yitro is not one of us. Even when Moses invites his father-in-law to become a literal fellow traveler with the Hebrews, Yitro demurs, and he goes back to living his life as a Midianite priest. This is a wonderful example and a wonderful story telling us about how we as Jews accept the best of what is going on in the world around us. It is only a small and mistaken minority of Jews, a very small minority, that try to shut out the outside world altogether. It's not really part of Judaism. We try to understand and to learn from everything, from science, from sociology, from psychology, from anthropology, whatever ology you wish. We try to take the best of it and understand it within the Jewish system. In fact, the great advances in Jewish thought and in Jewish life take place in societies where there is relative openness, where we live together with others. This was certainly true during part of the Hellenistic period, although there were the Hanukkah stories and stories like that really show some strains in the system. As much as we hated the Romans on some levels, we also learned a lot from them as well. We learned from the Egyptians, and part of the customs that we observe today may be related to Egyptian society, even going back to the time of the slavery. Certainly Maimonides helped move us into the modern world with a Jewish adaptation to Aristotelian or Western thought. And so we live as the inheritors, as the beneficiaries of a religious tradition which has found a way to always be true to itself, but to likewise take in and yitro, which means add to our own tradition and culture, add to the greatness and the holiness of our people by taking the best from the world around us. That's what modern Judaism is about in all of its expressions. So this week, as we learn about the revelation at Sinai, let's remember and understand that we start out as a people with the Torah we got from God, but proceed as a people by bringing Torah and the knowledge of this world together for the benefit of the Jews and for the benefit of all humanity. Shabbat Shalom.